Welcome. So today I'll be discussing with you all of the key stakeholders in which you'll need for your hotel refurbishment, and also the way they communicate and collaborate with each other will determine the success of your project. So here I've just got a diagram of all of the key stakeholders, and I've just kind of categorised them for you. So we have the employees, we've got the customers, managers, local councils, got the investors, people executing the design such as builders and interior designers, and then we have the suppliers. I've just given a little description as to what they'll bring to the table for your refurbishment. Here's another diagram, just kind of giving a bit of order to the relevance in which all of the stakeholders will have to your refurbishment, but not necessarily the importance of them. So at the top here we have the hotel owner, the investors and the project manager. They'll be the one that will be executing the whole project. So they'll be giving all of the jobs out to other people and overseeing it all. Then we have local authorities, interior designer and FF&E suppliers. Without them, the hotel refurbishment will not be able to go ahead. Without local authorities, that we may need to get permission for building works. Without the interior designer, that it may not look nice. Without the FF&E suppliers, there'll be no materials to work with. Below them we have the tradesmen, we have the advertisers and the hotel management, and then we also have customers, food and drink suppliers, and then the hotel employees. Without them, the business will not be able to run. So next I'll just be discussing 4 different stakeholders in which you'll need for your hotel refurbishment. So the first tradesman is Solid Carpentry, which is a carpentry business. They'll be creating all of the bespoke pieces for your design, such as the bar, booth seating and much more. So they'll be making your design very unique and hopefully bringing the wow factor to the table. Here's your second tradesman, which is Capital Painter. They are a painting and decorating company. Without them, the whole design won't be pulled together. They'll be in charge of all the colours, bring the colour scheme together and all the different textures just within the walls itself. The third tradesman is A&B Electrics. So they'll be in charge of obviously all the electrics, but the lighting as well. And with the lighting, that'll bring the whole mood and atmosphere together for the space, which is key for the design. And they'll also need to work along well with possibly the carpenter, because they may need to bring electrics within the bar, and they'll need to know the placement of everything. And the fourth tradesman is Fantastic Services. They supply multiple different services, however the one which we'll need is the gardener, as they'll be in charge of all the biophilia which we needed, all the different plants and flowers we'll bring into the space. So they'll be needed at the end of the project, and they'll bring the whole trend together. So they're important for bringing the whole mental and physical well-being in for your clients. Now here's where I discuss the communication and collaboration of the stakeholders. So the way that the stakeholders put their input in for their interest and help the project succeed. So the stakeholders need to communicate in order to have a smooth flow to the project, and each stakeholder needs to know their role of where and when they'll be needed and if they need to collaborate with others. So the things in which is important is that they stick to the deadlines and that they work as a team. They need to stay on budget and hopefully be as accurate as to what the original design is meant to be. They also need to communicate well together to hopefully be able to problem solve together. They need to stay organised, which will help all of the above, and hopefully they'll work to high standards and high quality. Doing this and collaborating with other stakeholders, they may get future jobs from this. It is word of mouth and also who they know within the industry. And here's just an evaluation and analysis of the stakeholders' decisions and how they could affect the project. So their decisions of what jobs are prioritised could affect the time frame of the project. Their choices of materials could affect the overall budget. Their choice of suppliers could affect the sustainable side of the trend and how environmentally friendly it is. The gardener's decisions will affect whether or not the mental and physical benefits are supplied through the use of biophilia. The carpenter's building all of your bespoke pieces determine as to whether or not it will be a unique design and bring the wow factor to the table for you. And the type of lighting and the placement of the lighting is for the electrician, and hopefully they'll bring the correct mood and atmosphere to the space in which you want to create. And the painter and decorator decisions bring kind of the quality of the whole design. The quality of their paints and their wallpapers will determine whether it looks cheap and rushed or whether it looks created to a high-end standard and very classy. So they'll bring the whole thing together. So that's how all of your tradesmen will work alongside each other, whether they need to collaborate and how they need to communicate with their others. Obviously this will all be overseen by project managers and interior designers, and they'll hopefully take them down the right avenue of whether they need to be working together or not. Thank you for listening.